Hello everyone, and for today's video, I'm going to be giving you my review of Kamen Gotchard Episode 2. Without further ado, let's begin with the review. So the episode starts off what happens last time, where Hotaro defeats the villain, he gets a new Kemi card, and then we meet Minato Sensei. It turns out Minato Sensei is an alchemist, and so Minato talks to Hotaro about being an alchemist, and that he's the main teacher of the alchemist school that Kudo goes to as well. And Hotaro is like super surprised and super excited, and so we see Hotaro and we see Kudo and we see Minato Sensei go to the secret entrance to the alchemy school. And they're at the secret entrance, they enter the school. Hotaro is super excited, and then we see he's like super excited about the school. And Minato Sensei basically talks about what the school's about, and that he also says that you have a gift, and that if you can pass this test, you can join the school and become an alchemist. And Hotaro is super excited, but also Minato also gives him a lesson about alchemy, and also about the Kemi cards and how to weight them and weight their powers, or weight their scale of the weight and the balance of the alchemy that's in the cards. But then we cut to Hotaro. No. We cut to flashback. No. We cut to Kudo talking to Hotaro on how you got the Gotchard driver. And, he just says that, he got it from this mysterious old man. And that this old man says that, you have the powers to do good, and that you will become a Kamen Rider. Protect this driver and you'll become a Kamen Rider. And Kudo's like, that man's a traitor. And then we get to see her flashback of her as a little kid. And the mysterious old alchemist turns out to be her father. Who wouldn't guess? I already guessed that, judging by the first episode. But basically she has that flashback, and then it cuts off from there, and we cut to Hotaro at home, or back at the restaurant, which is his home, and his mom's like helping him out. And eventually Hotaro's like, is dad doing okay? And she tells her, yeah, your dad's doing fine. And he's following his dream of studying stuff. And then he's like, don't you question dad's decision and why he left you with the restaurant? And that he's like, and then his mom is like, no, like I loved your father, I love this restaurant, and I just support your dad's dream. And Hotaro's mom is like, so I guess you found a dream, son. And Hotaro's like, yeah, I found a dream. And then Hotaro's mom's like, I'm glad you found your dream. And then we cut to Kaijiki at the skate park, and Kaijiki's like, I could have sworn I saw a monster, but I can't remember it. And then we see some kids playing at the skate park, and then we see our next Kemi, that being the skateboard Kemi. And the skateboard Kemi is having fun with the kids and showing off. And eventually Kaijiki's like, well, that's super cool. And eventually we see these two mysterious thieves shows up, driving this car. And then we see this evil energy coming out from one of the thieves, infecting the Kemi skateboard. And eventually the Kemi skateboard goes wild and follows the thieves. And Kaijiki's like, whoa, that's an evil skateboard monster? That's crazy. And then we eventually cut to, Hotaro at a park, sitting on a swing, saying, how am I going to pass this test? I need to figure out how to pass this test. And Kudo shows up, and then she, explains the basic rules of alchemy and what alchemy is and how to balance the alchemy. And then she demonstrates using her powers, her alchemist powers, on like a bike and some other objects. And then Hotaro is like super impressed, and that he wants to try his best to pass the test. And then we cut back to the two thieves. And one of the thieves who has the evil energy, who infected the Kemi skateboard, basically is like, nope, I'm taking all the money. And he just pushes his partner off the freaking edge of like something. And then we see the thief transform into our monster of the week, that being the skateboard monster. And eventually, we cut back to the park where Hotaro and Kudo are talking, and she's explaining what the monsters are, and like if someone becomes hatred and they affect the chemis, or a bad chemis infected a human, they become a mudo or a modo or something called like that, where they become the monster of the week. And then we see Hopper One just like sensing the presence of an evil monster, and then eventually, we see Kudo and Hotaro find the skateboard monster, and he's wreaking havoc, and he's hurting some police officers. And eventually we see Kudo try to use her alchemy to stop the skateboard monster, but it's ineffective. And then we see Hotaro's like, I got this, so he transforms, and then we see him fighting the skateboard monster. And Hotaro uses the mantis and another card. I forgot which card he used, sorry, but he uses those two cards to gain a new power move, and he tries to use it on the skateboard monster. It worked for a little bit, but eventually the skateboard monster eventually escapes, and Hotaro tries to follow the skateboard monster, and then he didn't catch up. And then we see Minato Sensei arriving with the Go Dash Kemi vehicle, which will be Hotaro's main rider machine slash transportation slash main bike of the series. The Go Dash Kemi is his main bike of the series, and it looks cool, as you can see the image you see here on screen. That looks cool. And we see Hotaro using the Go Dash Kemi to ride to follow the skateboard monster, and eventually he does catch up with the skateboard monster, and and then we cut to Minato Sensei and Kudo just talking, and Minato Sensei says Hotaro got a gift for understanding Kemi's hearts. And then we see Hotaro is following the skateboard monster, and eventually he catches up, and then eventually he uses his grasshopper mode to punch his Go Dash Kemi slash rider machine to the sky, and then eventually gains back on the ground to catch up to the skateboard monster, and eventually he uses his turbo boost to move past the skateboard monster, and then he uses the two finishing moves with his blaster, his card blaster, to finish off the skateboard monster. And then he defeats the skateboard monster, gets the skateboard Kemi, and he got a new Kemi card, the skateboard Kemi card, and he's like super happy. And then the thief is like, no, my money, and then he gets arrested by the cops. And then we cut back to the Alchemy Academy, and Hotaro places his two cards on the scale, and eventually the scale balanced the weight, and then eventually Hotaro's super excited, Kudo's surprised, and Minato's like, that's not exactly how it works, but since you did it, you passed, welcome to the school. And also Hotaro is like super excited that he passed, and then he says that I'll write on my desire card that I'll become a great alchemist. And then Minato's like, I'll sure you'll be a great alchemist. And then we see Minato handing Hotaro his ring, his alchemist ring. And then we cut to, Hotaro and Kudo just walking, and then them talking. And eventually, Hotaro's like, I want to protect everyone, and I'll become a great alchemist. And Kudo's like, I hope you will too. And then she says, you gotta follow the rules too. And then he's like, I'll try my best. And then we see a mysterious new character shows up, and it's our new character that'll show up in episode 3, which is our anti-hero type character. We haven't heard his name. His name will be revealed in episode 3 once I get to episode 3. But we see him says, a phony alchemist joining the school. How pathetic. And we see him being all badass and cool and showing off his sword weapon. And then the episodes end off from there. But overall, what do I think about episode 2? Episode 2 was a good episode. I really like Hotaro in this episode. I really like how he's been introduced to the school. I really like his goals in this episode. I like how he got his main motorcycle, his main rider machine, that being the Go Dash Kemi. I like everything that happens in this episode. Overall, the episode was pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for my review of episode 2 of Kamen Gotchard. I know it was a bit short, but I hope you guys enjoy this review. Expect episode 3 review to come out soon. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this review and this video. And stay tuned for more content on the channel. And I am going to be making a video about Transformers Earthspark, so stay tuned for that video. And I am planning on reviewing Godzilla X Kong, so stay tuned for my movie review of Godzilla X Kong, as well as Godzilla -1, so stay tuned for that as well. And just stay tuned for more awesome content. Make sure to like and share this video. Also subscribe to the channel. By subscribing to the channel, you'll be really supporting me as a content creator. And by subscribing to the channel, you'll be helping supporting the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.